Hello everyone. Last video we finished this figure 17 to have the realization relation between uh, business process to value stream. Today we move to another interesting the figure. The view is for requirements realization. So this view looks like it's colorful and also is quite interesting because these are one view uh, is talking about requirements. If you remember, in the vision, the phase we did are the video for this vision requirements layer, and describe and introduce our concept for the requirements breaking down. And this picture is quite interesting, even it's partially, but it's starting to give you a view is across a layer. This purple part is the strategy layer, and we connect them with the next layer is actually no direct connection, but this is the business layer process. In the last video, we showed the process can realize the value stream in the strategy layer. But this view, we use the requirements in this the motivation layer. Then that is kind of the difference, the layer. And also here, this one is the application layer, and we have the technology layer. These two layers is the first time we are introducing. And if we see here is either we have a realization or we have the serving. And here is also kind of the different the notation. So let's try to make this the video the view. So starting from duplicate the default view and change name. This requirements breakdown, the realization. Let's starting to see what we have in the motivation layer. On the requirements, we have this shared back office application for all product. So this one is we starting to reuse our the existing element. That is not just an element. You are starting to feel this is you can consider that is your architecture repository. We are quite recommend is try to reuse as much as possible. Then this you can starting to enjoy later on the relationship analysis. And this one, so looks like is we have support to support that. You can drag this support policy and support for finance, but you have also the either way click this analysis. You can analyze here is this top level shared back office application for all products is actually is aggregate by two sub layer. So we can directly drag the relation to here, then they will get those the element from your model tree. So let's double check if it's correct. So even this you can make that same order. So support finance, and then we have another CRM. So we just drag here. So you can just drag that, or if you want to make that the same, is you can select this first, second. So you can see here, this is the empty, the small the dot, and this is solid. The empty dot will follow these solid dots on the when you choose this match size. So that means they will be same as this. The vice versa is if you choose this first, then choose this second, this will be match the second one. So that is the kind of the way if you use those matching the format. We introduced this more because when we make a complex view, it's better is you make that look and feel a little consistent. Then the people will also treat that easier and look is better. So we have one the process on the business layer. So this is the business process is a handle claim. So we put that in the here. So just make that bigger. And then here in the application layer, we're starting to have some the new things. This notation here you can see is we are starting to have the application service. So let's make our folder. So that means is you have some application service realize your requirements. So it's kind of a simpler way. So if you make the more logical ways, you should have the business service to connect in between. So, so let's make this simpler. So we create some application service, policy, administration service, finance service, and another one is the CRM data access. So drag this here, policy, finance. So you can put that, and when you drag this, when you see this line, so that means you make that in the same the alignment. But I will make that a match. So match means is same size, and this one match. So now is I have this one. So whenever you create a layer, is if you know the relationship, let's just drag. So I already press shift, so this is freezing, so I can have that. So these are realization. And then the press ESC is unselect, and all those the application service serve this as the business process. So this is one way. So we are putting that here because it's overlapping on the line. So let's just link that. So I don't too much care about the this make that is look like that way. So it just looks better. But more important in Archi is all in the ArchiMate model is the relationship. I try to emphasize this again and again. So because relationship is like the knowledge graph or the traditional graph, is when you select this one, the relationship is more important because you can analyze this application service has one realization to our requirements, have one service to our business process. And if click this business process, we have 3 incoming serving, but in the other view, it's not here. Is we have realization, we have a composition. So even you don't show those visible, is you still have those relationships. So those are more important in your model. And then let's continue. We have the application components. Normally, is you can model the actual application into these components parts. Is the ArchiSurance Office suite, and another one is the general CRM system. Here, put that, and this is here. So also here is the realization. So you can just drag the realization to here, and here is interesting. Is from the application service CRM, they are also serving this backend the Office suite. So you have this one is put in here, And then so we move to the technology layer. So here is the device. We have a kind of the device. Let's create device. It's the ArchiSurance general purpose server cluster. And then you have another two devices, ArchiSurance backup server cluster. And we have one more. Is FO is actually that's the short for the front office server. So drag here. So you can see here I already used the Archi 5.0. So 502 is already adopt the ArchiMate 3.2. On this 3.2 is some notation is being updated. And then this I can draw these models here. So and then on this the 3.2 you can see here from the figure you can change this to here. So that is looks like this way, but actually I like those rectangle. So I just keep this icon in the right. So here is I put that in this way. So it's a little looks different to here. And then is we don't connect device to application components directly. They are connect here. You see, we have artifacts in the ArchiMate. So on this model is actually we use this back office suite implementation. So that is our implementation. We use the artifacts to connect them. So like here, you can make our copy. So CRM system implementation. So here you see if you don't create a folder, that will be the root part. So let's put that in the artifact and move that in. So let's move here. Now we have the artifacts, this is the notation name, but actually this is the implementation. So we use this implementation to realize our application in the application layer. So you can think about this, these two layers. ArchiMate make that kind of the more clear separating on the layer to match the TOGAF application layer and the technology layer. But normally you can think about this application layer is kind of the logical feeding, and the technology layer is moved to more the physical, so physical implementation. And then from here you see we use the assignment. So that means is we assign our physical server to certain implementation, because it's when you see the implementation, you are going to have the actual projects implement the manner. You may have the starting from our development environment, implement, and then the test environment, QA environment, production environment. That is can represent the different implementation. Or you have a different legal entity. You can have the company 1, company 2. You can use that to distinguish your implementation. Or you have the different geography, like it's a country 1, country 2, or maybe the region 1, region 2, to have the different phase of the implementation. So it depends on how you group your artifacts, and then that can link to the different server or physical layer. So that means is you may have many-to-many mapping. So one server can map to the multiple implementation, or multiple server mapped to one implementation or many to many. So that we use the assignment, the relation. Let me click the shift, then I can assign. So there is two server assigned to the back office, and there is one server assigned to the CRM. So using this way, you see here is looks like it's complex, but when you have clear the blueprint on hand, you can make this model is layer by layer. So that can also help to breaking down your understanding of the architecture in more the logical the layered view. So that is this figure. I think it's the name is figure 18 requirements realization view. Thank you for your watching. Talk with you in the next time is we will move to this gap analysis. Talk then. Bye.